Hello everyone, I am Niharika and welcome back to my channel. Have you ever wondered why does your child suddenly say, "You don't understand me"? And why does a teenager feel like no one senses who real I am? This is not rebellion. This is biology. This is psychology. And this is identity under construction. Today we are decoding a teenage brain where identity meets independence and sparks fly. Teenage years are not just growing up, they are neuropsychological transformations. According to Eric Erikson, adolescence is a stage where identity and role confusion comes. What does it mean? It means that teenagers are asking, "Who am I?" And at the same time, they are demanding, "Let me decide." When a child is still confused of his own authorities, how can he decide? Now, at one side, there is a voice, inner voice of a child saying, "Who am I really?" And on the other side, the louder voice comes and says, "Just let me be." So, this is the real time conflict going between identity and independence. If I have to explain this in terms of biology, I'll tell you there is a limbic system. Limbic system has a function of controlling the emotions. It rewards and the risk-taking appetite of a person. And in teenagers, it develops faster than the prefrontal cortex, which is the decision-making part of the brain, which controls the impulse. So, because of this, what happens? High emotions, low control. And what will happen ultimately? Lot of conflict. So, your brain is on full speed, my dear teenagers, but the brakes are still under construction. Imagine waking up one day and suddenly questioning about everything about yourself. This is what actually is going inside a teenager's brain. And we call it sometimes self concept. They have a concept of their own self. The story you tell about yourself, who you are, that is the self concept. In psychology, we also say this is self esteem. How much you know and value your story. Now, you have narrated a story. Now, how much yourself you value that. And the third concept is social identity, where you feel you fit in the world. And here's the truth: teenagers are not being difficult, they are being discovered by themselves every single day. So, from here, I'll move to my second point to discuss this, that is the independence seeking. Teenagers are thriving for their independence. Now, at the same time, the shift is occurring. This shift that we are elder, we know what to do, we know how to handle ourselves. Don't tell me, don't tell me what to do. I can handle it. Just trust me. These are the very common statements which a teenager often says. And to adult, at the same time, an adult feels it sounds like attitude. So it's not attitude in terms of psychology, it is autonomy. The need to feel in control of your own life. Teenager want to take control of their own life. And here it gets more interesting. The more you try to control them, the more they push you back. This is a real psychological phenomena. This phenomena is psychological reactance. So when freedom feels threatened, a child is feeling that my freedom is blocking. The resistance becomes automatic. So it is not rebel behavior. It's their brain is protecting and their sense of freedom. Let me give you one real life example. Let's take example of Billie Eilish. She was a very good singer, a renowned Grammy awardee, and world saw her confidence, her success, her fame at very young age, in her teens. But behind the scenes, she was still a teenager who was trying to answer, "Who am I?" beyond what people expect me to be. She openly spoke about her feelings lost even at the peak of her career. Look, She got everything, fame, success, but still she was lost in her own thoughts, in her own feeling, in her own confusion, identity confusion. You have sometimes you have everything and still you don't know yourself, what you are, what you want. So, this is the real identity confusion. Let me make it more clearer. Just imagine a 15-year-old boy or a girl who stands in front of a mirror choosing clothes for her. So, at this is what is happening for a child, for a teenager, it is not just fashion, it's their expression, it's their identity. But imagine now a parent entering inside the room and saying, "It's not appropriate, go and change your clothes." Now, what happens? The teenage shows reaction, and reaction in terms of irritation, anger, and shutdown. And parents think, what a big deal in it. It was just clothes. But the reality, it was never about clothes for them. It was about control. It was about ownership of self. That reaction, that psychological reactance in their action. Let's decode this deeper. Imagine the teenager mind is going through various processes. For example, identity crisis, they are confused. I don't know fully who am I, and that scares me. This kind of feeling haunts them. This kind of feeling haunts a teenager. Second is individualization, the process of slowly separating from parents and becoming independent person, or independent solo person. I would rather say that. Third is cognitive dissonance, that I believe one thing but I'm doing another, and this feels uncomfortable. Imagine a boy or a girl who wants to do one kind of work, but because of parental stress, parental guidance, that child is doing something else. So here comes cognitive dissonance. Peer influence at this stage, friends don't just matter, they define a child. Parents are the foundation, but peer become the mirror. So, friends, a teenager who is rejecting you, they are trying to cope up with their own feelings. So, as a parent, as a teacher, what you should not do? Firstly, I'll tell that do not over control them. Do not constantly criticize them. Do not compare them with others. What others are doing, you also have to do like that. Just stop saying such statements. So, on the other hand, what you should do, you should give controlled freedom. If I say controlled, the freedom is there, but you have to limit that freedom. You have to monitor it. You choose within limits. You give some area, you can do these things, but choose from this. Okay, this is called a controlled freedom. Active listening. Don't fix immediately, just listen to their feelings, because sometimes they are just there to speak up, to share their emotions. Third, respect identity experiments. Just respect them, their fashion, their hobbies, their opinions. Don't correct them every time. Be a guide but not a judge. As a parent, it is very, very important. Okay, now I'll tell you a small statement which one of my student told me. He came to me one day and said, "Ma'am, I shouted at my parents. But in actuality, I want them to understand me. That's why I did this." So, this is the teenager's paradox. They push you away, but they still need you. Friends, teenage is not a problem to be solved. It's a personality to be understood. Teenagers are growing, they are learning their own right ways. If we don't guide their identity, independence become rebellion, right? But if we support their identity, if we support their independence, they become ours. So don't control a teenager, connect with them. They are also human. They are becoming the adults. They are going to be mature people very soon. So, my friends, if you like my video, please share, like, and comment and subscribe to my channel so that I keep posting more such videos.